G'day Ranker, welcome back. Lots happening this year, as we said it would. And some of the big announcements that have come out over the last 10 days are huge. If you haven't seen the amazing stuff that's come out of Google, it's quite incredible. You probably would have seen some of the videos.
Recent studies have revealed that microplastics are being found in human testicles, raising concerns
You can never
about their
trust these
potential impact
studies.
on male reproductive health.
We're not going to get into all of that because there's a lot of other people covering it. And if you want to see what I'm sharing, just make sure you're following me on Twitter, X, LinkedIn. I'm not doing much on Insta. Maybe I should. Maybe I should do TikTok. I don't know. What do you think? Dance numbers? Yeah. You know you want it. The big thing that rolled out, though, at the Google conference last week, from a business owner's perspective, was all this really cool stuff, obviously. But the big change that we've been talking about that's coming, and that is AI mode. Now, we've been talking about this all year, and it's now getting rolled out to users in the US. And it's, basically what we said. It's an AI experience, but it's search. So a little bit like Perplexity or Search GPT or these other things. The main difference that people are seeing in the US is the same sort of differences that they saw with AI overviews, and that is people aren't getting the clicks that they once were from Google Organic. And we've talked about that before, but I'm seeing people trying now to optimize for AI. And one of the things I talk about in my book is that I don't think that's the way to go. Because the same reason why you shouldn't be trying to trick Google, or you shouldn't be trying to generate gobloads of content to get Google to come to your site. We abandoned those sorts of practices many, many, many years ago. And the reason for it, there's multiples, but the main one is that it doesn't serve your client or your shopper in our experience. And we deal mainly with I guess mainly you could say B2B, trade, some B2C, but where this trying to trick Google with content and those sorts of things hasn't worked in the past is that you will get that person to the site. And we had a musical instruments client a while back, and one of the things that clicked with us for them was that their organic traffic was converting at 1% conversion rates compared to email and ads, which was up around the 4s and 5s and those sorts of things. So we learned from that when we went and studied and had look at the content that it was answering questions, which is what Google's always told you to do, right? Create good content, great content, and we'll send you the traffic. Well, you can still do that, but they're not going to send you the traffic now, basically. And the traffic that was being sent with that sort of approach anyway was not great traffic because it converted so low. And the reason is that people weren't there necessarily to buy. Most of them are there to find out information or read something, not buy from you. And guess what? That's now AI mode. Okay, so you're not going to get that traffic anymore. That's now AI mode traffic. So, and I've had a lot of discussions about this, and some business owners can get a little bit deluded about the importance of their blog. And it's only as important as the amount of product that you sell if you're an e-commerce business, or the amount of leads or press that you generate if you're a non-e-commerce business. Because just getting traffic from Google, it doesn't necessarily equate to more sales as what you might think. And like a case in point that I can think of right now off the top of my head is one client who has been getting a lot of traffic for the Micrometer symbol or Micrometer symbol. I don't know how you say it even properly. But it's because they've got that symbol on their website as part of a technical specification. But you get a lot of people searching to try to find out what that symbol means or what it is or how do you say it. And they've got a great post on their site which tells you exactly what the symbol means and what a micrometer is, or a micrometer. I think you use a micrometer to measure a micrometer. I don't know. I have to look that one up. But that traffic is now dropping off entirely because people are getting the answer from AI overviews, and if you're in the US, AI mode. So you don't need to go to that final destination. So this concept of content generation to help your e-commerce store or your website is only relevant if you're doing it for your customers, your shoppers, right? So we talked about shopper experience optimization. We talked about customer experience optimization. All of these things are really important, more important than any of the AI snake oil you're now going to start to hear, because there's going to be a lot of it. The idea that you're going to be able to measure your rankings in these tools, no, it's not going to happen. Everyone's getting different results. Try it yourself. You'll get different results on the same day, in the same hour, for the same query. I've just done it. So these tools are not going to be accurate, but what you can rely on is which way is your revenue going, which way are the leads going. That's what you can rely on. And then you can look at, well, where's the traffic? Same as always. Now, you will find some of that traffic is now coming from AI tools like ChatGPT. We haven't seen anything from AI overview yet, or AI mode yet, but Google does tell us it is going to give us that data at some point, but we haven't got it yet. It is coming. But of course, Google's not the only one we need to worry about anymore, right? It is all the other AI tools out there. So there is something you should be doing, and that is you should be doubling down on all the things that I've been talking about for the last 6 or 7 years, because that's what AI mode and all these tools are looking at, right? That's what they need. That's the information that they need. And you will find that if your data isn't up to date already, when you do get the data right, you will see an increase in your conversions. Maybe the traffic increase will be subtle depending on the amount of problems that you have, but I promise you the conversion rate will not be subtle. And that's why we work with a holistic approach. Google is one channel, right? And we have one team for Google, which is the search channel. It's the AI, it's the what we used to call the organic search, and also paid search, because it's the same audience, right? So we have one team who work together on both organic and ads. And the same will be true going forward. I mean, Google's biggest Google's biggest revenue generator is ads. All right. There's been no mention of ads last week at their big launch. And we don't know yet whether AI mode is going to have ads. Yes, it will. What I am seeing, though, is something fundamentally different with AI search to what Google's given us in the past, say, for things like navigation search and brand search. And there are certain things I will not trust any of the models now to be telling me the truth on certain things. And one of the things was my Ford Ute out here doesn't have a lockable tailgate, apparently. When I bought it, I found out later the tailgate wouldn't lock. And I went to a local mechanic and they said, oh yeah, you got the unlockable tailgate model. Thinking, seems strange. State-of-the-art Ute. Why wouldn't it have a lockable tailgate? So I went to different AI models and they all said what I expected, that, oh, no, it has lockable tailgate. But I don't trust that result, because I've had too many examples of where all the different AI tools has got current information wrong. Current information like straight out of a user manual. Stuff like that it can't do. And I've had this happen for both hardware, like my lawnmower, my car, and software, which it couldn't work out or interpret. So I expect Google search is going to evolve, because that should be a simple, quick answer, which I should be able to get straight out of the old Google, right? And there's a lot of that stuff that's just gone. And if you try to do navigation search or any of these sorts of things with AI tools, as we've said before, they suck. So Google gets factual information around the knowledge graph right. But we're just seeing so much fail that I'm seeing certainly come through my feed on AI mode and certainly AI overviews still. I don't use AI overviews. I don't trust it. I've got other models that I trust more than Gemini in AI overviews. And the reason for that is quite simple. I've seen too many people just show ridiculous results with AI overviews. And one of the things that you can do, test, if you're a subject matter expert in a particular space, we all are, let's face it, you know, Google that and ask AI mode some of those questions and see if it gets it right. You know, might be regulatory information, it might be local information that's, you know, just to your suburb or something like that. But if you're asking AI overviews, you start to get a feel of what is accurate and what's not based on your own test. So then you can go in with more confidence or less, depending on the result, for the next set of questions that you ask. And you might change that across different models. I've done a test here this morning and I got a much better result out of ChatGPT 03 model than I did out of Google's Gemini 2.5. Gave them the same prompt. What I preferred out of the ChatGPT 03 model was that it gave me a lot more detail, and that was based on the history that it had with me. Whereas Gemini 2.5, although it has the history with me, it isn't yet bringing that into AI Studio. So if you have any questions about this sort of stuff, or if you, oh, by the way, we've got a AI Readiness report, which I should have mentioned at the start of the show. But we're doing a discount for users. We are, for viewers of this show, 10% discount. And in this QR code, go and knock yourself out. These are done manually. We tidy them up with AI, but the research is all done manually. And yeah, 10%. Tell your friends. Remember, please like, share, subscribe. Thank you for all the comments. We're in our 20th year now, and on YouTube, that is. Not on, we're in our 26th year as a business, but on YouTube, this is our 20th year. And I think we are the oldest digital marketing channel in the world. So where's my award, YouTube? I don't think I got one. Anyway, see you next week. Thanks very much. Bye.